Billy here, part 2. They didn't teach grammar, logic, and rhetoric in schools for a long time. I think I got the tail end of it. I got a little bit of it. The generations after me, most schools, they didn't get it anywhere unless they went to exclusive private school that didn't buy into the new techniques for teaching, which are not teaching. But if you were taught grammar, logic, and rhetoric, and you were taught to read, and you were taught especially rhetoric, you would recognize rhetoric in what you read, and you could see the techniques for convincing people of things. There's so many people that don't know these things, and they take everything literally, especially religious people. You run into that with Bible thumpers all the time. They don't understand how literature works, and the Bible is literature. It's inspired literature, but it's literature. It has rhetorical tricks. It has rhetorical techniques for helping you understand things. And I've been around fundamentalists, and a lot of whom aren't really as ignorant as you might imagine. There's some educated people among them, and yet they believe. I've had them feel the necessity to explain that the parables are really true. They actually happened, because if they didn't, Jesus would be a liar, and that's not possible. So when he says a certain person bought a field and hired someone to take care of their vineyards, well, a certain person did. He's creating a narrative to explain a principle, but to them, it has to be true or he's lying. And by extension, if I tell a hypothetical story, well, if it didn't really happen, I'm lying. You think about that for a minute. How can you be that ignorant? Industrial people and corporations are like that. Have you ever taken a WABI test for security clearance? I've had to take them. And the first question they ask you is, are you a liar? Of course you say no. And then later on in the test, they'll ask you, have you ever told a lie? Well, I think technically you're going to have to say yes, right? So when you say yes on that, aha, I gotcha, you flunk. They want consistency. And the people that make the test are so freaking ignorant and so stupid as far as rhetoric goes that they think that the word liar means anyone that's ever told a lie is a liar. Not someone that practices it. They don't have that much subtlety in their thought. This is an industrial psychology thing. If you've ever told a lie, you're a liar. And everyone has told lies. So the word liar would be completely meaningless. Why even have it? And you got people that think about along those lines among the strip center churches and the fundamentalists too. And they think the Bible's a magic book, and it's not rhetoric that explains something and brings you to an understanding. It's magic, and it's incantations. And I think you can see that in the secular world too. The way people pretend they don't understand irony. They don't understand the joke. They're because they want to sway other people. Look, he's stupid. He said this. Oh, look how arrogant he is. A little self-effacing humor makes you arrogant, right? It's very poor rhetoric, but it seems to work on an awful lot of people because they want it to work on them. I've tried to teach people, and I've dug into things. And what it comes down to, you have this ignorance as far as rhetoric goes, and you can teach them. You say, look, this is how it works. This is a rhetorical tool. This is to bring you to an understanding on things. And maybe it dawns on them, oh, I've gone through this stuff with people. And show them what it means and why it's there. And then you get down to it and they still double down. Because you discover there's layers upon layers upon layers of corruption here. A lot of it's ignorance, but you get rid of the ignorance and then you've got obstinance. And the obstinance is what caused the ignorance. They didn't look up these things. They didn't dig. I mean, the information's all there. You can learn how to freaking read and how to understand rhetoric, even without a school, if you want to. They didn't want to. They didn't read. They didn't care to. It bothered them. They're too lazy, intellectually lazy. They don't want to exercise their mind. They don't want to visualize things. They want to be entertained. Boils down to a character problem. Am I being judgy? No, I'm getting to the core of the matter, because you can educate, you can bury them with facts, you can show them how things work and how they've been tricked, and it isn't going to do any good, because the reason they are ignorant is because they got a spiritual problem. They want to be entertained. They want to be fondled. They want to be intellectually lazy and not have to do anything and have everything spoon-fed to them. It doesn't matter if it's poison. It's being spoon-fed and it's free. You keep digging and you're going to find the root cause. And that root cause is usually something you can't do anything about. It's up to God. Maybe they need a little more pain, and then they'll need some salvation. Maybe that won't work either. I don't know. It's not up to me to cause them pain. And I won't, unless they cause me some. Well, actually, even then, they do. I'm just tired of all these freaking stupid people. Because you try to help them, and then you find out there's a reason why they're stupid. It isn't a handicap. It isn't something they were cheated somehow. Some of them wake up, and they come around. That's a beautiful thing. But at least in my world, it's so freaking rare. But it's worth it. Anyway, that's the end of this. I'm through talking about this. Uncle Billy, I don't think I missed anything. I had several points to make. I think I actually got to all of them. You try and you try, and I've seen this happen too. I've seen people come around. I've seen people, they get enlightened and they'd see the light and they'd say, I've been tricked. And then they'd be pissed about being tricked. And then they go gung-ho truther. They're on your side, baby. And then the next wave comes out and they're back to posting COVID statistics and panicking. And they go back into it like a dog returns to its vomit. And then they stop speaking to you. How can they come out of it and then go back into it? Well, something happened to spook them. It happens. What can you say? Billy signing out.